Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Make the Most of Your AOTA Inspire Experience. My name is Bridget Campbell, and I'm a conference coordinator here at AOTA. As part of the webinar today, we will be answering questions from the audience after our presentation. At the bottom of your screen, you will see both a chat and a Q&A box. Please make sure to use the Q&A box to enter any questions you have for us. We will do our best to answer as many questions as time allows. If we are not able to get to your question at the end of the webinar, we will have more information on how to contact us at the end. We want to make sure you are as prepared as possible for your time at Inspire. And now I'm pleased to turn it over to Frank Gaynor, Vice President of Meetings and Events, to get us started this afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to also introduce Andre Johnson, who is an entry-level OT student at FAMU, and he is going to be assisting us in monitoring the chat and also keeping track of the question Q&A box. So let's talk about what's conference about. And by the way, feel free to ask questions, put in the Q&A, and we'll get to those at the end. But we want to make this very fast paced for you all and kind of hit some of the highlights. So what's conference about? Well, educational sessions. That's mainly the main reason folks come to our annual conference or Inspire. We have different types, general sessions, all different practice areas are represented, scientific research panels, and posters. We also have a number of official meetings of the association that occur during conference. And the second reason people come to annual conference is for the networking opportunities. We also this year have a number of social events planned, big exhibit hall, lots of products and services. AOTA will have their bookstore there, and also AOTA Experience, where you can meet with staff and volunteer leaders, and also make sure you save time for the recognition of colleagues at the awards ceremony and reception on Saturday evening. And one of the big feedback we always get is, I feel energized being around thousands of others like me. So we are going to be at the Orange County Convention Center, which is on International Drive in Orlando. The registration is going to be on the west lobby. Now there's a west building and a north and south building. If you get lost, you ask for the west building, and we are in the west lobby of the west building. And we will have sessions in halls A1 and 2. That's our general sessions. That's where we have the keynote on Thursday, the presidential address on Friday, the Eleanor Clark Slagle lecture on Saturday. And then on Thursday and Friday, we're having two panels. The panel on Thursday is going to be on women's health care. We did part one last year in Kansas City, and folks loved it. We're bringing it back for part two. And then we also are having a gender nonconforming panel on Friday afternoon. Now, one trick, get registered early. Come Wednesday if you can, to avoid the long line on Thursday morning. All right. For the Expo and AOTA experience, we'll cover a little bit more in depth later. But a sandwich lunch will be provided at the Expo grand opening on Thursday. The Expo opens Thursday right after the keynote address. There's restrooms on all levels, and there are food options throughout the center. So see About Conference section of the app for times and locations. If you have a bit longer, you can go off onto International Drive. There are some restaurants within walking distance, but if you're in a hurry, you can get some quick options in the convention center. Now, we get some concerns sometimes expressed to us that the food is a bit expensive in a convention center. Just think like you were going to a sports game. They charge the higher prices because they can, okay? We don't have any control over the price within the convention center. Now, the Rosen Center is our headquarters hotel, and that's connected to the west building of the convention center. It's connected on the second level. There's an walkway between the Rosen Center and the west building of the convention center. And in the Rosen Center, we're going to have some sessions on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And also there's going to be meetings there, special events, and alumni receptions on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening. So just check the app for the locations for the different events. So Bridget's going to talk about where to find help.
Yes, so when you are around a conference, the Orange County Convention Center West Lobby, where if you register Wednesday morning or later is where you'll be picking up your badge, so you'll already be familiar with the area. But we'll have our information booth, which is staffed by our local conference committee, and they are ready to provide any recommendations that you have for or would like to get for food around the area, any events to do at night if you don't have anything planned. We also have our support and solutions, and there you will be able to find our lost and found. So if you find anything or if you've lost anything, come see us. And then we also have on-site app support. So if you have any questions about the app, need a little bit of help navigating through it, just come find us. Anyone who's working at that booth is very knowledgeable about it and will be able to help you out. In addition to the West Lobby, we also have registration, and there you will be able to, in addition to picking up your badge and conference tote, you can also add any ticketed events to your order. If you get on site and decide you really wanted to go to something that you haven't registered for yet, they can add it for you right there. And this can also be done before conference, either Monday afternoon or all day Tuesday or early Wednesday morning. You can also go to the registration at not Lowe's, sorry, that was last year, at the Rosen Center. And then also in the foyer, we will have the AOT PAC booth and the AOTF booth, and those will be staffed, waiting and ready to answer any questions that you have as well. And then the information booth, as I mentioned, that is staffed by members of the Orlando Local Conference Committee, and they'll have information on the local area, restaurants. That's also if you have any accessibility needs that need to be handled on site, you would go there, stop there first, and they'll help you out. And then the always popular ribbons. Most of the ribbons will be on the wall there. So you can look through those, pick out what you want. If there's a specialty ribbon that you're looking for and you don't see it on the ribbon wall, just pop over to the information booth and they will be able to get it for you. Then some additional locations that we have. We will have a first aid room staffed by an EMT. That will be any day that we are in the center during the same hours as registration, and you can find that in the app as well. We also have a mother's lounge that will be in 2 different locations. We'll have one at the convention center in West 107, which is on the first floor, kind of behind where you'll register, as well as at the Rosen and Salon 6 up on the 2nd level there. Again, dates and daily times for each location are in the app. You can either search for Mother's Lounge or you can also filter by type conference services. We will have a bag check open on Friday and Saturday. More information on that is in the app as well. One thing to keep in mind, though, is space can be a little bit limited. So if you are able to, we recommend also potentially checking out the bag check at your hotel and just leaving your bag there if you'll have enough time to go back to your hotel before going to the airport. And then we will have a prayer meditation room as well. And again, check the app for the daily times. I hope you're getting the theme. Download the app if you haven't done so already. Almost all information you need about where and when and what for the conference is going to be in that app.
All right, thank you, Bridget. Would you download the link in the chat for the app? Because some people have been asking. And I just want to also make sure that everyone understands the prayer/meditation room. We do not want any conversations going on in that room in respect to other people, because people have asked us for a quiet space. And so just respect that if you decide to use that room. So choosing which sessions to attend. We've got close to 2,000 sessions that you can attend. That includes the posters and conversations that matter. You can filter them by general topic category, which are some broad practice areas to include academics and general and professional issues, or you can drill down further by the secondary topic category, which is, it may be on sensory processing, it could be on upper extremity injuries, things of that sort, that will even drill down the program more. We have 3-hour workshops. Those are either in the morning or in the afternoon on each of the Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. And then we also have short courses, which are 1 hour long. And usually we can work in 2 of those each in the morning and the afternoon. And scientific research panels, these are 1 hour long with 2 research presentations given. If you go to a scientific research panel, you will earn 1 contact hour if you stay for both papers. If you choose to stay for just one of the 2 papers, you'll earn half of a contact hour. Conversations that matter are going to be in halls B, and these are just that, conversations. They are no formal presentations. The moderators are going to be facilitating a discussion among the participants. So do not expect a PowerPoint or anything formal when you go to these. These are conversations. Student sessions. Students are welcome to go to any sessions that they want. But we do have student sessions just for you over Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and these are every 50 minutes. Tech labs, there's going to be 2 labs going on during each 1 hour block of time. And these tend to be very hands-on and looking at some of the latest technology. We have 8 2-hour poster sessions over the 3 days of conference. And there'll be about 120 posters at any one time, Bridget? Yes, okay. And these, you just choose the posters you want to go to. Look at the app. Bridget is clustering them in various pods, maybe children and youth, adult rehab, mental health, and you just go through the different posters and talk to the presenters. The presenters are required to be with their posters during each 2-hour block. And then at the end of the 2 hours, they take down their posters, and then we have another 120 posters put up for the next block. General sessions, you do get continuing education credit for all of the general sessions, and these are anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour long. You will get I believe it's 0.75 contact hours for the keynote address on Thursday. Now, why we tell you to go to the app is because almost anytime you're at conference, you're going to have 24 to 26 things to choose from every hour. So it'd be best if you can download the app sooner rather than later, so you know what you want to go to. And so we talked about filtering the tracks in the app, primary and secondary topic categories. All sessions are required to have both a primary and a secondary topic category. And then the research panels and research papers have the research area and type of research. And technology area, that's only applies to the tech labs. So you can start fooling around with the app and starting to plot your schedule. Like when we do the keynote address on Thursday, late morning, that will be the only session going on. And then once you get into the rest of conference, you'll always have the option of going to the expo rather than going to sessions. You plan your own conference schedule on what best meets your needs and what your intent is. All right, continuing education credit. In your tote bag that you'll be able to start picking up on Wednesday, there will be a CE guide in that tote that Andre proofread for us and confirmed the dates and times, that you should keep track of whatever you go to. Because after conference is over, we will send you an email that's personalized to your name and registration, where you will go and create your own CE certificate. It'll make it much easier if you've tracked what you've attended so you can more easily create your CE certificate. You'll get a certificate with the number of contact hours you earned, and then a number of states want proof of what you went to. So we will have the backup information that will list every poster, every workshop, every short course that you attended, and what the topic was, the title, and how many contact hours for that particular session. Now, with the posters, each 2-hour block, you can go to as many posters as you want, but you can only get contact hours for 10 of them if you stay the full 2 hours. So pick the 10 most relevant posters for you and make a note of those, because the way the system is set up, we give you 0.12 contact hours per poster. If you're there and you see 30 posters, we can't give you 3 contact hours for a 2-hour session. That would not be ethical. So just pick out the posters that are most relevant to you and keep track of those. And if you have any questions about that, you go see support and solutions and in the registration area on site, and they will walk you through that. All right, remember, when you get this email after conference, don't share it with anyone, because you will mess up your CE certificate. It's personalized to you and how you create your CE. All right. Early risers, Thursday morning, come join us at 7:15 and do the morning buzz. It's a lot of high energy. You'll get to meet other folks and see why they're there in Orlando. Simon Bailey, he's doing our keynote address. He's going to be talking about resilience. You will not be disappointed. And also, the keynote address in the app starts at 11:15. I would get there by 11 so you can see the processional. And that's always where we recognize the leaders of the profession, past leaders of the profession. And also we've got some surprises this year because we have some 50-year anniversaries. So don't miss that. You'll want to get there early. And then our panel, as I mentioned early, is on women's health care, and that will be in the afternoon on Thursday. On Friday, AOTA President Allison Stover will be sharing her journey across the country during the past year, where she met a lot of different practitioners, and she'll be highlighting a number of them during her presentation. And then in the afternoon, we have Transform Your Perspective, Why Gender Affirming Care Matters. And I've read the script and it's going to be a great panel. And on Saturday, Dr. Anita Bundy from Colorado State University will be giving the Eleanor Clark Slagle Lecture. This is an annual event, and she'll be talking about children and play. And then in the evening, late afternoon, we're going to be doing our awards and recognition ceremony. And these are the most awards we've ever given at one time. And so come and celebrate your colleagues. And the reception will be following immediately after that. So AOTA, the Expo and AOTA experience, we've got a huge hall, think football field size. We've got close to 300 exhibitors who are going to be there. Many of them are recruiters looking for practitioners, come join their staff. So the expo will be open all day, well, half day Thursday, all day Friday, and half day Saturday. I think it closes at 2. And we do feed you on Thursday from 12:30 to 2:30 at the expo grand opening. The AOTA experience in store, this will be open Thursday, Friday, and half day Saturday. Come by, and there's discounts for AOTA publications. And again, there'll be booths with AOTA staff and volunteer leaders who want to talk to you about different topics related to the profession. And someone asked, what are ribbons? Ribbons are, you attach them to your main badge. Sometimes, they're a lot of fun. They recognize you and what your practice area is. maybe your social media handles, your years of membership. There's all different topics that you can convey to other attendees by what you have on your ribbons. So they're just a lot of fun. So make sure you stop by the information booth or AOTA experience to check out the ribbons. So make sure you review the AOTA event code of conduct. It's available on the website. We want to make sure everyone has a positive experience while they're on site in Orlando. And you must wear your name badge all of the time that you are in the convention center or at the Rosen Center. So be quiet if you come to a session late. And please do not save seats for your colleagues, okay? Many sessions will be, may fill up. So we want to make sure that, everyone who wants to be in that session has a seat. Certain events are ticketed. The Institute's on Wednesday afternoon from 12 to 6:30. There were 6 contact hours. You must purchase a registration for that. The National Black OT Caucus, their gala on Friday evening, is a paid event, as are the AOTF events and the International Breakfast on Saturday morning. So you can find more on our website, inspire.aota.org. Please, please, please make sure your phone is on vibrate when you're in a session. And please, no audio taking or taking of images of a presenter's PowerPoint unless you ask for permission first. We do have a number of attendees who have low vision or hearing issues. There is reserved seating at the front of each room for them. Please honor that. We tend to put that closest to the podium, speaker podium. If the seats are not occupied 5 minutes into the start of the session, you can feel free to use them. But until then, please make those available to our attendees who have those needs. And I mentioned already about no saving seats, and keep the aisles free, because we don't want the fire marshal to get mad at us. And volunteer room monitors will close the session if the room is full. Please be respectful of these volunteers. We make sure every seat is taken before we have to shut the doors. All right, Bridget, you're up.
All right. So evaluation and feedback is always a very important component of conference. And there are 2 ways that you'll be able to provide feedback. So the first is going to be an evaluation of the individual sessions, and that's done in the app. It is a star rating and then the chance to put in comments, which are not required, but definitely recommended. Please make sure that you are constructive with any feedback, because we do share that with the speakers. It is anonymous, but we do share it with the speakers afterwards. So just keep that in mind when you are making your comments. And then after conference, all attendees will receive a post-conference electronic survey, and that will be a little more detailed and about your overall experience, not just one particular session that you're rating within the app. And then if you have any, and that is anonymous as well. So if you do have any feedback that you would like an actual response to, please send that to conference@aota.org. You're welcome to send it during conference. We won't get to it until after we're back from Orlando, but it'll be waiting for us when we get back, or you can send it after the fact. But we're always looking for ways to improve. So we're looking to hear from you. Then the mobile app, as we have been talking about, I did add the link to the chat box, and I can add that again after I'm done speaking. But it is the only place to access the full event schedule and customize your conference agenda. Once you get in there, on the link that I shared, there are instructions on creating an account that will let you access your account within the app over multiple devices. So if you want to get started at home or at work one day on your laptop, and then get on site, you're able to sign in with that same account, pull it up, and see all of the information that you've already saved as far as sessions go. You can also save any exhibitors that you want to make sure that you visit, so you don't have to remember, of the almost 300 that we have, who you wanted to go see, because it can get a little overwhelming the first time you walk into an expo hall. It's fun, but it can be a little overwhelming. So If you have everything already ready to go in the app, it makes navigating a lot easier. We do have within the mobile app the ability to filter sessions. Frank had already mentioned by type and by track. So type is going to be what type of session it is. Are you looking at just going to the 1 hour short courses? Are you interested in the scientific research panels, the tech labs? You can filter and just see those. And then the track is those primary and secondary topic categories that you'll want to kind of narrow down to your practice area and what interests you the most. You can also look by content level. We have 3 levels that all of the submissions that we received are rated and then become the sessions. And it's introductory, intermediate, and advanced. And then we also have a few other filters in there, so definitely play around with it and find the best sessions to make your conference as enjoyable as possible. We also have the ability to easily find session rooms through the interactive maps. You can either click on the hyperlink to the session room and it'll show you what floor and what building it's in, because as Frank mentioned, we do have stuff at the Rosen as well as the Convention Center. Or if you're within the map, you can click on a room and it'll show you what sessions are in that room. And we do try to group all of our sessions within rooms. So that way, like all of the children and youth sessions will be in a room. So there won't be switching throughout the day. So it's also nice if a session fills. Other sessions in your primary topic category that you were interested in are going to be close. So you don't have to go far to find another session to get to. And then you can also see all of the speakers that we have at conference, as well as if they have uploaded a bio and photo, you'll be able to read that in there as well. And you can either just search their name directly from the speaker area, or you can go in and within a session, if you see a speaker and you're like, oh, I wonder what their qualifications are, why they're interested in this topic, just click on their name and it'll pull up their bio that way as well. In addition, also within the app, as we said, there's a lot in there. You can also view the session handouts that have been uploaded by the presenters. Many have, but not all of them have been uploaded just yet. You do have to be signed into the app account to view those handouts. So it's really important that you follow those instructions on the link I've already added to the chat box and we'll be adding again shortly to make sure that you can view those handouts. You also, I strongly recommend turning on push notifications when you first download that app and do the settings, or if you've already downloaded it and said no, go back into your phone settings, find the app and turn those push notifications back on. We don't send a lot of them, but they are for important updates and exciting offers while we're in Orlando. Most of the important updates would be like if something happens and a session cancels last minute, we would push that through in the app so you would know, and then you can, if that was one you had selected, you can go find another session. That does not happen often, but if it, on the off chance it does, we want to make sure that you're getting that information in real time. And then, as I mentioned before, if you do need any assistance with the app, please stop by Support and Solutions. I will personally be there myself to answer any questions that come through, but if I'm not there, we'll have anywhere from 4 to 6 other people that know the app really well and will be able to help you out with any questions or troubleshooting that you need. And then we also do have free Wi-Fi, both in the Orange County Convention Center and at the Rosen at the meeting levels. And information on that is in the About Conference section of the app that includes both the network name and the password that you'll need. It is the same for both, so you don't have to remember too many things.
Thank you, Bridget. With that, we have social media as well. We'd love to connect with you and see what you're doing on the way to Orlando and also in Orlando. And the best way to do that would be on Facebook, X, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Our identifier for the conference is hashtag AOTA Inspire 24 on all your posts. It's hashtag AOTA Inspire 24, not AOTA Inspire 2024, just 24, okay?
Nope, that's me. Sorry, I was typing an answer to a question. We hope you have an amazing time at Orlando this year. And if you are super inspired and you're in a session thinking, hey, I could do this, we will have the call for papers for Philadelphia 2025 opening May 16th of 2024. We do have to plan that early in advance. So if you think that you would like to be a speaker, a lot of our speakers start with as poster presenters and then work their way up to short courses and workshops, but you don't have to. If you think you're ready for a short course or a workshop, apply for that. And if you're not quite sure how to get started, be on the lookout for a live webinar before the call for paper opens that we've done in the past about how to submit a proposal for Inspire.
All right, Andre, what questions do we have?
All right, so we're going to lead to questions. Please, if you have any questions, please put them in the continue to put them in the question and answer. And if you think of anything after this, please drop it at conference.aota.org. But with that, leading to our first question, what time does registration close on Wednesday? Do we know what time registration will close on Wednesday approximately?
Yeah, so registration at the convention center is going to be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if you go into that app, just go to the Wednesday, and then it'll be listed up near the top because it's one of the first events for the day.
Perfect. Thank you. Our next question. This one is for Bridget.
Yes.
It's our first conference. So Peyton had a couple of questions. Just wanted to know if you could more or less answer those in regards to, I can't see her specific question.
Yeah, they were in another question I had already answered. So thank you, Andre.
problem.
So Peyton, you can, to start with, the actual registration for conference can definitely be done online. I will drop the link for that in the chat momentarily as well. So from there, you'll select what you're registering for, whether you want to do any of the pre-conference institutes, if you're going to register for the full conference, which is all 3 days, or you can register for a single day. You can also add in any ticketed events that are happening Thursday through Sunday or Saturday with your registration as well. Then once you have that confirmed paid registration, when you get to Orlando, the other registration is where you go to pick up your badge. So we will have kiosks both at the Lowe's and at the Orange County Convention Center. So you'll just get in line, you'll go up to the kiosk, and there will be a number of ways to look up your registration, and information on that will be sent to registered attendees a little bit before we leave for Orlando. And so you'll go up, you'll get your badge printed. At the convention center, you can pick up your tote bag as well. And then if you have any thing you want to add to your registration, we'll also have people working an on-site registration desk at both the Rosen and at the Orange County Convention Center. Then for all of the sessions that we have, if you sign up for a ticketed event or a pre-conference institute, you are guaranteed a spot at that session. That is what that ticket that you buy is for. The rest of the conference is first come, first serve. So we definitely recommend when you go through the schedule, pick at least 2 per time slot. As Frank mentioned, we have 20+ sessions at any one time. So make sure that you pick at least 2, so that way you have a backup if the session that you were interested in first fills up. Or if there's really only one in that time slot that interests you, anytime from Thursday afternoon through Saturday afternoon, we will have the expo hall open. There's also always the poster hall open. We have 2-hour sessions. We have 8 of them over the 3 days. So there's definitely something to find, even if like the one session that you had picked out during a certain time is full. You're also welcome to wait. And if someone leaves the session, you can head on in. Hopefully we won't have too many of those overflow issues this year. But definitely there's always something going on at conference. So hopefully that answers all of your questions. If not, throw a follow-up in the Q&A box.
Thank you, Bridget. All right, with that, our next question. This is in regards to our ribbon. So where was the ribbon wall again in regards to that?
I'll take that, Bridget, while you do the other. The ribbon wall is going to be in the registration area, level 1, by the information booth. And if you don't see a ribbon there, please go to the information booth and they will be able to assist you, okay?
Thank you much, Frank. With that, the next question is, what about airport transportation to the hotels? Will AOTA have transportation for a fee?
No, we will not have transportation provided between the airport and the hotels, so just take an Uber or a Lyft. Our initial intention was to do that, but we had our shuttle company was sold, so that's a service they no longer provide. So take Uber or Lyft.
Thank you, Frank. With that, do we have any idea of how much parking is at the convention center and how much the cost will be each day?
And I'm looking that up on our website, and just give me a minute.
Will do. No problem.
And you can also Google Orange County Convention Center, because you'll want to make sure you park on the side where the west building is. Park in those lots so you don't have as far to walk.
Frank, their website says prices vary by event and availability of parking.
Yeah, there should be plenty of plenty of parking for our event.
Okay. All right. With that, just looking to see if we have any last questions. If anyone has one.
Thank you to Leslie. As a reminder, there is going to be construction in the west garage, so make sure that you follow the signage there to get to the meeting area if you are parking at the convention center.
And Bridget, thank you so much for dropping the parking link inside the chat as well. We do not have any further questions. As I said, if you come up with a question after this webinar, please feel free to send an email out to conference@aota.org, and we'd be happy to answer that as well. With that, I want to thank everyone for coming today. Bridget and Frank, thank you so much for orienting everyone. Hold on, there's one question actually we have before we jump. So we have a register online beforehand and then go in person on Wednesday to register to pick up our badge. So the process I think she's asking is she has to register first and then go pick up her badge appropriately during the week.
That is the recommended way to do it. We will have people that can do registration on site, but especially if you're interested in any of those special events, sometimes they can sell out. So if you register ahead online sooner rather than later, you'll be able to reserve spots at those ticketed events as well.
Thank you. And we do have one other question. It's about rewatching this. How can they rewatch it if they missed a part of it? And where will it be exactly posted?
So we will post the recording on the inspire.aota.org website. We'll have that up there within 2 business days.
Okay. And are they able to pick up a badge on Thursday?
Yes, Thursday hours are in the app. If you get in later on Wednesday night, so you aren't able to make it till Thursday, definitely if you have a session at 8 or 8:30 that you really want to make sure that you get there as soon as we open. I think it's either 6:30 or 6:45. And make sure that you're there sooner than later because the lines can get very long. And we do our best to move people through them as fast as we can. But it just the sheer volume of people, they can only move so fast. So definitely the earlier you can register, the better, whether that is before Thursday or being there right when we open Thursday morning.
Perfect.
And I would like to add one more thing. If you're interested in going to a theme park, please go to our website. There are links to discounted tickets. You do not need to be registered your family or guests can also use this link for tickets to the theme parks while you're in conference sessions.
And Leslie has said that it officially opens at 6:45 a.m., just for everyone to know that. All right. Any last questions?
Jennifer, registration on Wednesday closes at 6 p.m.
Thank you, Bridget.
And if you see a long line Thursday morning, it moves fast. It really does. So, but just try and avoid it if you can. Don't come 5 minutes before 8 and expect to get to your 8 o'clock session. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you. And everyone have a wonderful time. We look forward to seeing you in Orlando. Have a great rest of your day.